Hey everyone, and welcome back to another deep dive. You know how this works by now. We take something you're all interested in learning more about, and we go deep. This time, it looks like you all want to know more about this empowerment book on Amazon, Empowered to Lead. It's a gratitude and strategy journal, and it's specifically for men.
For men.
So, we're going to do our best to break down what we found on the Amazon page and figure out what this book is all about. Hopefully, by the end, you'll know whether it's something that would be helpful for you or maybe someone you know. Sound good?
Sounds like a plan. Let's jump in.
All right, so right off the bat, the book's description says it's designed for men who are ready to lead with gratitude, purpose, and strategy. What jumps out to you about that?
Well, it really seems to be emphasizing that leadership isn't just something you stumble into, you know. It's about being intentional, about having a plan, and about
Yeah.
approaching it with the right mindset.
Yeah, I noticed that too, especially that bit about gratitude. It's not something you usually see connected to leadership, is it?
Not always, no. But think about it for a second. When you're grateful, you're more positive, more resilient. Those are pretty valuable qualities for anyone in a leadership position.
That's true. And it's interesting that they bring up the story of Barak from the Bible, the guy who needed Deborah to go into battle with him. They actually compare the journal to a kind of portable Deborah, supporting men in their leadership journey. What do you make of that?
Well, it's a striking image, isn't it? I think it speaks to the idea that we all need support sometimes, even the strongest leaders. And this journal is presenting itself as that source of support, providing the tools and structure for men to develop their own leadership skills.
So it's not just about having someone else tell you what to do, it's about cultivating that inner strength and guidance.
Exactly. And that's where the whole journal aspect comes in. They talk about the blank pages being for reflection, goal setting, and strategic planning. It's a space to get your thoughts out of your head and onto paper.
Yeah, and I think that's so important because when you write things down, it forces you to really think them through, to be more deliberate.
Absolutely. There's a real power in that. You're not just passively thinking anymore. You're actively shaping your thoughts and plans. And that's crucial for effective leadership. You need that clarity to make good decisions and to inspire others.
So how does that all connect back to the gratitude piece?
Well, they suggest using the journal for things like daily gratitude, leadership insights, and mapping out life's next steps. You're basically weaving those positive emotions and self-reflection into the process of setting goals and planning for the future.
So it's kind of a holistic approach. You're working on your mindset while you're working on your strategy.
Precisely. And the tagline they use really sums it up nicely. You are empowered to lead. Right. Reflect. Lead. It's all about taking ownership of your own development.
Okay, so let's get down to the brass tacks here. What do we know about the actual book?
Well, it's a paperback, which makes it pretty accessible,
Mm-hmm.
and it's only $9.99, so definitely not going to break the bank.
And for those of us who are impatient, it looks like it's available for Prime shipping. And it was even saying you could get it as early as Thursday, April 10th, if you order soon enough, or Saturday the 12th for sure.
Which, by the way, is great news if you're thinking of getting it as a gift for someone. They even have an option to add a gift receipt.
Oh, that's handy. Okay, so what else?
The book itself is 114 pages, so substantial enough to have room for some serious reflection, but not so long that it feels overwhelming.
That's a good point. You don't want it to feel like homework.
Right. And it's 6 by 9 inches, so a nice size to carry around with you. Jot down some thoughts whenever inspiration strikes.
No, I always find this part interesting. The Amazon bestsellers rank. Apparently, it's already at 683,324 in books overall and 170,674 in religion and spirituality, and that's before it's even officially released.
Which tells you there's already a lot of interest in this book. It's definitely tapping into something that people are looking for.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how those rankings change once the book is actually out in the wild, especially since there aren't any customer reviews yet.
Well, that's to be expected, I guess. It's not officially released until April 1st, 2025, but I'm sure once people start using it, we'll get a better sense of what they think.
Absolutely. And it looks like they're thinking ahead, too. They mentioned the Kindle app, so even though the main listing is for the physical book, you could potentially read it digitally as well.
Smart move.
Yeah.
That opens it up to a whole new audience. Some people just prefer reading on their devices.
So to wrap things up, it seems like this empowerment journal is more than just a blank notebook. It's really presenting itself as a tool for men to step up and lead more effectively. And it does that by encouraging gratitude, reflection, and strategic planning.
It's about being proactive and intentional in your approach to leadership. Not just waiting for things to happen, but actively shaping your path and your future.
And I think that message resonates with a lot of people, whether they identify as leaders or not. We all have the potential to lead in our own lives, in our communities, in our families.
Absolutely. Leadership isn't just about a title or a position. It's about how we show up in the world and how we choose to influence those around us.
So for you listening, I want to leave you with this thought. How can you bring more of that intentional leadership into your own life? What are the small steps you can take today to cultivate gratitude, to reflect on your experiences, and to move forward with purpose? It doesn't require a fancy journal or a leadership title. It starts with a conscious decision to take ownership of your life and your journey. And who knows, maybe this empowerment book can be a helpful tool along the way.
Food for thought indeed.
All right, everyone, that's another deep dive in the books. Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.